As you know, our district has grown so large and so quickly that it's really become difficult for us to know members of our own Richland Two family. But here's an attempt to help that situation. For the next few minutes, I invite you to sit back and enjoy getting to know some of your coworkers outside the classroom. I know you'll find them as awesome as I do.
I got my voice from my father. My father had a very low voice, and I started singing second base in 7th grade.
Working with the homeless is great. It's been a passion of mine for a long time, and we collect just so many things. It's unbelievable what we can use. About 200 men, 30 women that we help every 4th Saturday.
Playing for the Gamecocks, it was a great privilege. You know, coming from a small town where I'm from, Cross, South Carolina, being able to play at a Division I school. My first tackle was against the University of Georgia. It was big for me. That was my first tackle of my college football career.
When you are going to dive in with a streamline, pop right up, first group ready, 1 lap of breaststroke. We love Coach Jesse!
It relaxes me. And I don't get a chance to take vacations and stuff, so when I read my books, I put myself in places where people are, and that's what I really like about reading. I get a chance to go different places in my books.
And I just go ahead and spray them. The secret of success for me is to really know the temperature of my oven, because some ovens, even though you put 350, aren't always 350. The best flavor is like a rum pound cake that I have that is made with some amaretto and some Caribbean rum.
The greatest love of all.
My dad's a singer, untrained, just raw natural talent, and hearing him sing, I wanted to imitate him. I've loved it and actually been singing on stage since I was 4 years old.
And we had such a great time. It was so nice.
The reception was fun because all the, watching the dynamic of the families come together.
Our minister actually made a point to talk about how we are both teachers, and it was really special. There were a lot of teachers there, so they all said they really enjoyed that.
You might find me hiking a woodsy trail, skiing out west, or right here, paddling in my kayak.
Running just didn't entertain us enough, so Spartan races and mud runs are our thing.
The toughest one at the Spartan race was the 50-pound sandbag carry up a hill for 100 yards.
Yeah, it didn't.
At the end of the race.
Right. It didn't look that bad in the beginning, but when you get to the 11-mile point, and then you have to do it, it makes it a little bit tougher. That's for sure.
It's going to be a picture frame, so I'm going to put pictures. I put a little paint to them, a little sanding to them, a little glaze to them, and just make it the bright colors that I like.
Here are the green bell peppers. There are tomatoes. I give a lot of it away. My mailman gets a bag every couple days. I take them to work. Of course, we eat them.
It started with my great-grandfather, who was a furniture designer, so I think we were just born innately with the talent. I like to decorate personal homes, but I've also enjoyed offices in the district that I've completed.
The Hills love to do things together, so all 5 of us are involved in karate. It's fantastic exercise. We're all learning self-defense. We're all learning discipline, which is very good for the kids.
And these are 2 of my 7 cats. This is Puck, and that was Deuce Coop. And I have had them for 16 years. Dogs love everybody, but cats are a little more particular. So when you earn the love of a cat, you have accomplished something.
I've had an interest in the mortician field for a long time, actually since a very young child. Reason being, my dad was part owner of a funeral home. You help families to ease that period of grief. Everyone wants to see mom, dad, brother, sister look their very best, and it's part of what I do.
For this point in my life, this is definitely my dream home. We found this home in March, and we moved in July. Definitely a big kitchen. When you live in an apartment, you don't have much room for spreading out. I also have a craft room, and the backyard is my absolute favorite because I can just let the dog out and I don't have to take her out on a leash every time.
We traveled for 22 days from here to Maine and back. They like when we go to the national parks, there's different activities they can do and they earn a badge or a patch. Since we first met, we've always liked to travel and always liked to camp. I've wanted to see all the different places in the United States.
To walk in there and see a blue ribbon on your work is just so rewarding. This is my ripple afghan and want a blue ribbon on.
I decided this summer to take dog grooming classes. I like that the people who own the dogs love their dogs so much. It's like their little children. My name used to be Gina Glenn, so alias Gigi. Grooming by Gigi.
Go Tigers! I went to Clemson and absolutely loved it. One of the best places on earth, as we say in our family, it's God's country. My husband went there and my children are huge Clemson fans, and we own more orange than most people do in our wardrobe.
It was the most fun experience I have ever had. I lucked out being the one who had the highest miles per hour. I'm told that the Charlotte Motor Speedway will allow you to drive at even faster speeds, so I believe that's going to be my next task.
Anyone and everyone can do salsa. It is good for couples. It brings your relationship stronger together. Actually, me and my husband actually met through salsa, and we've been doing it together ever since. So you can learn it in 30 minutes, but the more you do it, the better you are.
I volunteer, swiftwater rescue technician and EMT. The training itself is actually fairly intense. We've got about a 70% pass rate out of it. I enjoy it. There's the excitement aspect of it, but it's also being able to help people.
I've run marathons and ultra marathons all over. My furthest race that I've ever done is a 100-mile ultra marathon. When you complete a 100-mile, you get a belt buckle. I'm proud of all these miles, so keeps me busy.
I'm an assistant basketball coach at Columbia College, home of the Fighting Koalas. We're good. We're going to be young this year. We've actually signed 9 freshmen. I've always been a fan of basketball, always loved basketball. My 2 sons play basketball, so just in helping with their teams, I realized how much I enjoyed it.
I've developed literature guides for secondary solutions, and this one is about the book Shiloh. This is called Social Studies in the Common Core. It's very exciting to know that the stuff I'm passionate about is reaching different audiences and helping teachers.
I played for the Washington, D.C. Furies for 8 years and then moved to Columbia, and now I have the privilege of playing with the Columbia Bombshells. It's non-stop, it's a ton of action. You get to be clumsy and people think you're good at a sport, and it's really fun, hard work, and you generally have really good people to play with.
We went over to Dominican Republic to help them construct and paint a school. We did vacation Bible school for the students. We didn't have any electricity there, we didn't have any running water, we didn't have plumbing. The kids that went are from Richland Two schools, and they're 9th, 10th grade students.
I love to see doves, they're really beautiful. Sometimes I can identify a bird by its song. A feeder like this will attract woodpeckers as well as chickadees. It's exciting when I get a good picture.
I've played since I was very young, 2nd grade, and I grew up playing with the USC String Project. I play regularly at church, and I play in the Columbia Community Orchestra, and we give 4 free concerts a year.
It is a mixed martial arts workout, a little bit of kickboxing, a little bit of boxing, taekwondo, tai chi. It's a mixed martial arts package all rolled up in one. It's a tough workout, but they always say, I'll be back for more.
You develop a feel of the movement with the horse, and your partners. If I turn a little bit to the left, then he knows to turn to the left. If I've had a tough day, the best thing in the world I can do is come out and be with my horses and go for a ride, and it makes everything better.
It's just whatever I come up in my mind, and this one right here, this took probably about 3 months to do. And all these are individual birth houses. Just went to the fair, got a little blue ribbon for it. This started out to be an A-frame, and it kind of went real far with it.
Well, I absolutely love Christmas. A few years ago, I started synchronizing the lights to music. Pull
pull up in front of the house, turn on your radio to a certain station, and as you watch the lights, they're synchronized to the music coming over your radio.
There's no better way to relax than to spend a day on the water trying to catch a largemouth bass. And I love it. I also love to eat them too. Bass are my favorite. They're my favorite to catch, but crappie are my favorite to eat. Do a lot of fishing at Lake Murray, Lake Watery, but Lake Carolina's my favorite place.
I enjoyed serving while I was in, and I enjoy serving as a military spouse and supporting my husband. I love being a military family. I actually didn't think I would enjoy moving every 2 to 3 years, but I do. We have friends all over the country and even overseas.
I want you to meet Elizabeth and Ann, future Richland 2 students. They were born in June, and I am the happy grandmother of 4 beautiful granddaughters. You know, one of the reminders these sweet babies have for me is that when we're thinking about the quality of education that we want for our kids, I want to be good enough for them. So thanks for your work on making sure that Richland 2 is a great place for our kids, my grandkids. Thanks.